Hey, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below. Let me know if you're a Young Dolph fan. Let me know where y'all from. Let's get right into it, man. So, look, Yo Gotti, brother, he done told on everybody, and now they're looking for the 11 CMG members. At the end of the day, they know what happened in that Dolph situation. And so when the people came up to him and said that they got to question him, that's when you know that they're getting ready to move and do a whole sweep in Memphis. Because now that they got him under questioning, they're going to crack him, and he's going to actually tell on the whole CMG. And now that you know, that's why everybody's been hiding. You know that ever since that 100 shots with Black Youngster, that's always been a go-to thing. And Yo Gotti being mad about the baby mama situation, that's really what started everything off, man. If Yo Gotti wasn't so mad about the baby mama situation and how she was choosing, and that Dolph just happened to, slide right in, then that should have just ended back then. But, like Dolph said, that they getting money, he's getting money, and that's the end of that discussion. So it should have stayed at that. But for some reason, CMG, Yo Gotti, his brother, they just want to keep it going, man. Especially when they added Black Youngster in. When they added Black Youngster in, it was basically as if that he signed just for the sole purpose of beefing with Dolph, because that's really what it looks like. When everybody just takes off their reading glasses and they look at it for what it is, you will see and you will notice the signs of how Yo Gotti kind of like put Black Youngster on and threw him into CMG and immediately had him out there in the streets looking for Dolph. They immediately had him slide to Castelia, and he was there with Shondell Barnett, the same dude who's on the run, the same dude who was with Straight Drop, the dude allegedly who popped out. And now it's like they got that third guy, and it's like, where is the third guy with him? Because we know it's 4 people in that white car. And so now you look at it like, okay, so a year later, it took him this long and that long, but now that you have seen the signs of over the last 4, 5, 6 years where it was Black Youngster really looking for Dolph, and then they literally had that connection from the guy in LA who got caught up in question for when Dolph got popped in the arm and everything like that. But what really happened is that they let that guy go because there wasn't enough evidence. Dolph wasn't talking and pointing fingers. He wasn't going to say who did it because he's not, I guess that's just the way it goes. But like now, look, the fact that they had more and more interactions, more and more little things where it was always CMG people that it came back to. Every time that they had a person of interest in any one of those things, it always came back to somebody from CMG. And Dolph knew, he's like, man, look, I'm going to keep getting my money. Eventually, they're not going to be able to move like me, so they won't be able to even get around me. And so the way that happened is that, he was moving around and everything differently because they hadn't really touched him since that time in LA. And now it's like, okay, they were waiting and plotting for him to come back to Memphis. And that's why it's like everybody at first was saying, oh, it was in his hood, and that he should stay out of the hood and stuff. And, we were all thinking that, oh, he shouldn't have went back. But it was really the dudes plotting on him, knowing that at one point he's eventually going to have to come back to Memphis to pick up money, to do the turkey drive, to do something with his artists, some kind of meet and greet interviews, right? And so eventually they just waited and plotted until it was time where he was going to come back to the city, and they already had people waiting him to flank ship, waiting around the corner at checkpoints and all this, people eyeballing him and driving behind him, following him with the tint on and everything like that. So they turn the headlights off and they're ducking in the alleys trying to chase Dolph, basically. And that even from the gas station, that yellow shirt, you seen it, and Moneybaggyo's white Corvette was in the background allegedly. And the same way how allegedly the Bentley that's tied to them, which was because it's tied to them because there's only so many people that have Bentleys in Memphis. Like, not everybody in Memphis has a Bentley. If you have a Bentley, you would know it, and you would know that you don't just have your Bentley showing up in pictures of scenes where it's like the setup of Dolph and everything like that in front of that cookie shop. Because comment down below if you got a Bentley, you would know what I'm talking about. You wouldn't just be having people riding around like that in your Bentley, because putting mileage on cars like that is what makes the value go down. Those type of cars, the only way that they'll stay even relevant in price, the price is always going to immediately drop as soon as you buy it, because now it's a used car. And so what happens is that people be driving it, putting miles on the Bentleys, putting miles on the Lambos, and what happens is the value just tanks and they don't even know it. They thinking that they getting a car that's valuable, but no, it's only valuable if you never drive it and keep it in the garage with the paint never seeing the outside, and you keep it in pristine condition like a collector. That's the only way. And so these dudes out here was putting mileage on Moneybagyo's Bentley to the point where they even showed up on the scene and got caught in that picture, and they didn't even want to release that picture at first. They waited like 3-4 months to drop that picture, and once they did drop that picture, a lot of people was already asleep. A lot of people already was distracted, not even paying attention to what's really going on. And some of the people, we done peeped it and we saw that they just expanded the photo, and all of a sudden it's like when they said they ain't had no leads or whatever, you see this big old Bentley just pull up on the scene like that. How did they not know that something was up with that, something strange? Don't you think? Is that a normal everyday thing? It is not a normal everyday thing. So the fact that they waited on that and then they showed it to you, and a lot of people was already not paying attention by that time. So it's like only like certain few noticed, though. Real OGs noticed that. And so now you go back and look at it and it's like, okay, whose is that? That's Moneybagyo's. And then people are even saying, now the picture ain't clear in this one, but they were saying that the white Corvette that belonged to Moneybagyo was also at that gas station like the day before or whatever, this whole situation. And so it's like, how many people was following him? That's how you know that this whole thing was pretty much a plan, orchestrated, set up, like from the jump, from the beginning. The fact that they was, as soon as he landed in Memphis that day with Big Moochie Grape, his artist, they was already following him. They was already keeping tags on him and everything like that. And even though that he pulled up to Makita's himself, it's like, okay, we ain't even seen that yet. They ain't even actually showed none of that yet of the pulling up. And like, you even know about how the car situation, they came and towed that ASAP, and you seen how far away it was from the curb. It's like, man, Dolph don't park like that. He usually backs in. The last time he went to that cookie shop, he backed in and he was in a regular truck. So it's like, what makes us think that he's going to pull up in the camo forwards and not have that backed in too? Because if he was in the regular truck and wanted a quick exit, and that's why he chose to back in that time, what makes you think he wouldn't even want an even more quick exit this time, now that he's got the camo whip, and that he should be getting out of there ASAP because it's broke season? And so a lot of people was hurt at that time, and that's why like licks was being hit, people was being set up, back doors was being happening and everything. Money was running dry, they couldn't do the shows. So a lot of people was really like thirsty. They was salty about the whole situation with the Yo Gotti baby mama and Dolph. And so that's why everything went the way it did. And so as the details keep coming out, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, and I'm going to see you on the next one.